Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Leonardo Maduro-Salvarrey, and my poster is on comparing the paleoecology of molluscan assemblages from the Plio-Pleistocene Nashua Formation of northern Florida. The Plio-Pleistocene marine extinctions in the western Atlantic are not well understood. Most previous work has been done in well-documented assemblages from other areas, either directly north or directly south of the area where the Nashua Formation is found, such as the Gulf Province or in the Caribbean. This study incorporates data collected in 2018 from 3 different sites from the East Coast Aggregates Quarry in northern Florida. The Nashua Formation was formed over several cycles of sedimentation in the early Pleistocene. The northern section mostly formed in an open marine setting containing shallow waters, and the typical lithology consists of medium to fine rich sand quartz or coquina with varying amounts of clay, heavy minerals, and phosphate. The methods used for sampling included sieving of shells, in which shells that were larger than 5 millimeters were retained, after which specimens of bivalves with intact umbos and gastropods with intact apices were retained for further study, after which taxa were identified and grouped together. Whole versus fragmented specimens were identified and separated, with whole specimens being considered any specimen that contained at least 85% of the shell intact. After this, predation was considered, in which the frequencies of drill holes, of incomplete drill holes, were looked at and calculated. In the middle of the poster, you can see the graphs from the 2018 samples that the students did in 2018 versus those samples that were done between 2021 and 2022 by my group. The subcategories for eco-guilds are slightly different, but once corrected for them, it is visually notable that the frequencies of eco-guild distribution are roughly similar in terms of ratios. More genera and a greater number of individuals were recorded in the 2018 samples than in the 2022 samples. And what this might mean when we move to results and discussion is that the 2018 samples were on average, due to time averaging, slightly older for this, and this can be inferred due to the occurrence of these extinctions during the Plio-Pleistocene border, because lesser genera, so a loss in biodiversity and a decrease in individuals, is often an indicator of an extinction event, thus indicating the relative ages compared to each other. Drilling frequencies varied greatly across taxa. Millennia was the most consistently drilled, which is not a surprise because they were also by far the most numerous taxon. And other than the difference between genera and individuals present between the two samples, as mentioned previously, both the 2018 and 2022 samples seemed to correlate in terms of frequencies very closely. Future work will be looking at not only further refining the eco-guild divisions used in the 2022 samples so they're more consistent with the 2018 samples, but we'll also seek to look at samples collected in situ as opposed to those collected in this study, which were collected from tailing piles and thus may not be as representative as in situ samples. More research is needed in regards to these samples to better understand these extinctions during the Plio-Pleistocene border, and the work is thus ongoing. Thank you for Thank you for coming to my presentation, and have a great rest of your day.